recording is live then.
All
So,
right. Gonna
and
send
we are
the
ready to go
YouTube
live.
link live. Going live.
And we are live.
Hello, Oslo.
Hello, Oslo. Hello, world. So, we are here at beautiful Frogner Field in Oslo, Norway, for this matchup between the Oslo Vikings and the Kristiansand Gladiators. It is August 27th, 2022, and the game will commence at 2 p.m., so in 10 minutes if everything goes according to plan. My name is Alexander Andrich, and I'm joined here by my wife and Texan.
Hey guys, I'm Annie Lindner Andrich.
And we have stepped in on short notice, so our technical know-how and expertise is quite limited, but we hope that this stream proceeds as planned and that we're able to deliver the usual production that you guys are used to.
We're gonna do our best to bring you guys some quality football today.
We are going to try to get eyes on the stream as well to make sure that we could possibly follow the comments. Our technical know-how and expertise is quite limited, but we hope that this stream proceeds. And it appears that we are live. I don't know if there's actually a chat available. The usual production that you guys are used to. But there we go. Okay.
Turning that down so we don't hear it feeding back.
Yeah, no feedback. Okay, excellent. So we appear to be live and everything appears to be working. So that's a step in the right direction.
Up on the camera, we've got Simon working on it today, so he's gonna be following the plays around.
Exactly, he'll be our eye in the sky. So the two teams that are matching up today are, like we mentioned earlier, the Kristiansand Gladiators and the Oslo Vikings. This is the home field of the Oslo Vikings. It's been recently renovated, and it's only the second game that is played on this beautiful turf.
It is looking good out there.
It's looking very good. So it'll be a fun game to watch. These teams have both played two games, or this is their second game this season. So the Kristiansand Gladiators took a home field loss to the Eidsvoll 1814s. And the Oslo Vikings put on an impressive performance and beat their crosstown rivals, the Vålerenga Trolls, here last week. And we're excited to see how both of these teams build from their previous games. The Gladiators have been a on and off presence in the football landscape of Norway. They have a fairly young team at the moment. They had a rejuvenation process last year in which they had quite a bit of momentum, and they actually managed to take a win away from the Oslo Vikings last year, which was the first loss the Oslo Vikings suffered in quite a while. But the Oslo Vikings proved to be the better team at the end of the season and beat the Glads at home for the championship.
It'll be fun to see these two duel it out on the field today, see how they've performed in the off season and grown, and yeah, what new tricks they've got up their sleeves.
Exactly. So coaching at the Kristiansand Gladiators is Nikolai Knutsen, who's originally a player and a product of the Oslo Vikings, but he has become a journeyman of a coach and he's done very well for himself. He's coached both in Europe until he landed in Kristiansand and has been a big part of building up their program again. Very motivating coach and has always been known to build a strong youth program and motivate players. On the Oslo Vikings, we have Derek Mann, a long-time head coach at Oslo Vikings, former quarterback, and he's making his debut again now out of retirement to play quarterback for the Oslo Vikings after Jesper, unfortunately, broke his arm last game and is unable to play quarterback for us not for us, but for the Oslo Vikings. We will try to be unbiased, right?
We will do our best. It is our hometown team, but we will come to you guys from a neutral standpoint today. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Both of these teams deserve a lot of respect, so it should be fun to watch.
We are very excited to give you this primetime experience from Norway here. Looking at the roster here, we see that the Gladiators are a little bit more shorthanded than they were last year. A lot of athletic, good players still had to play both ways, so that might be an issue as the game progresses. The Oslo Vikings roster is substantially larger here. Yeah. We have a couple of standout players that we would just like to keep an eye out for. So the quarterback, Victor Vestberg, number 2 for the Gladiators, is a very athletic and good young man. And here we have Frode, our equipment manager, making an entrance. Awesome. Yeah. So, and for the Oslo Vikings, obviously we have Derek Mann, who's leading the Oslo Vikings from the QB position. On the defensive side of the ball, we have William Savell, who is an American former Division II college standout, an impressive athlete who's able to bring pressure from anywhere on the field. He's also been utilized as a running back, and will probably be a big factor in his game. Apart from that, we have our usual suspects. One name that is an old-time Viking and has been a long-time stay and former MVP of the Norwegian League, who's not played in a couple of years, is Eric Ford here. I don't see him on the roster, but I believe we saw him in the warm-ups. So
Yeah, that's right. Here we've got him number 5.
Eric Ford, yeah, number 5. Eric Ford is listed as today, so he's a standout wide receiver. And
he is a Norwegian citizen, but half American. So
yeah, between him and Fredrik Fjellset, who is the up-and-coming talent, we have a strong receiving core and a quarterback who's not afraid to stay in the pocket and sling it in Derek Mann. So exciting. Apart from that, on the Oslo Vikings side, we also have JJ, Jesper Jørgensen, a powerhouse of running back. He's backed up by Tito, who's a younger, very able halfback as well. On the offensive line, we have Jonas Hagerup, who is another product of Oslo Vikings, who's played both in the States as well as around Europe. He's making, he's playing for us, playing tackle, I believe, on either left or right side. We're not sure yet. We have Victor Berg, who is a young up-and-coming player who's played guards for us. And then we have our always trusty center, Trygve Langballe, who will be the center for Derek Mann today. Unfortunately, we are not entirely sure about the Gladiators' positions, but we will give you guys updates as soon as we see where the various players line up today. We have been told that we're going to see quite a bit of guys lining up on both sides of the ball, so we wish them good luck with that and hope that their conditioning is in order.
Looks like we don't actually have the ability for a live chat today on the stream, so it says this action is turned off for content made for kids. So
oh, that's
sorry
excellent.
about that, guys. Trying to keep you guys safe at home, I guess.
You guys have any? And here we go. The Oslo Vikings are now entering the field here.
You guys can hear Craig in the background announcing. We've got the big flag out there carried by number 12, Trenton Cortazzo.
Nicknamed Taz, he's another recent addition to Oslo Vikings. He has played linebacker at the University of Cornell, and he's making his, I don't know if it's his debut or if it's his second game with the Oslo Vikings, but he has already made his presence felt in practice, and is an outstanding athlete and leader. So
quite an honor with the flag out there today.
Absolutely. The Gladiators are already on their sideline. Our camera crew seems to be zooming out, so we'll include him in the picture here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Frozen Stadium for this cross between the Oslo Vikings and the Kristiansand Gladiators.
So now we have both teams lining up here on the sidelines, and the coin toss will soon commence, in which the captains from each team will meet in the middle, and they will flip a coin for who will have make the decision whether or not to receive the ball or kick the ball. Or their choice would be to either make the decision or defer. The choice is obviously to receive the ball if you don't make if you're not the winner of the coin toss. So a little bit of strategy goes into that as well. The captains from the Oslo Vikings and the Gladiators are now approaching the middle of the field.
Captains make the way to midfield for the coin toss. The Viking Andre Van Gaal caretaker Langenbauer, Jesper Jørgensen, og Thomas Sappenju.
Players are now shaking hands with the officials, and we are very honored to have a very experienced officiating crew here in Norway now. They are what's considered the elite of the officiating crews here in Europe, and they're getting constant updates and training from both overseas and around Europe in different EFL and other levels of competition. So even though the sport might be small in Norway, we have quality officiating. So the result of the coin toss is that the Vikings will be receiving the ball. The Gladiators chose to defer it, I believe. And now we are prepared to start the game here. The Vikings will then bring their kick return team out before we proceed to their offense. And Glads will try to pin the Vikings deep here and get a good defensive drive. Both teams seem to fire up and excited, and so am I.
Looks like we don't have a completely packed house today, but the people that are here are really bringing the energy. Should be a fun one.
So returner for the Oslo Vikings look to be William Savell as well as Tito. And kicker for the Glads
Should be number 3.
is either number 3, Mats Eriksen Flott, or, oh, I think we have big boy kicking here, number 72, Anders Herberg. Always good to see a large athlete like Anders making his presence on several sides of the ball. And we're ready for kickoff here, and their foot meets pigskin, and the game begins. It's a relatively short kick fielded by William Savell. He's got a lane. He's running up here. The Glads are storming the ball. Oh, good tackle. Good finish by number 84 on the Glads. Erlend Lien tracked down Will here, which could have broken it for a bigger run, but good shoelace tackle. So the guys have come to play.
Will Sewell was brought down around, it looks like the 36-yard line. And we're off on offense for the Vikings, defense for the Glads.
So starting on the 36 yard line, we have Derek Mann under center. Starting in a shotgun formation. We have Eric Ford and Fredrik on both sides there. We also have Lin and Wang who are receivers. Oh, Derek slings it out to Fredrik and oh, Fjellstedt breaks it for a big run. It's a first down and more. We're looking at least 20 yards here. He's bringing it across the 50. Close to the 40 here. That's an impressive start here, and might be an indication of what is to come. Calm and collected presence by Derek in the pocket. I'm sorry.
That is perfectly fine. We are going to talk over each other. As Alex mentioned, we are a married couple, so that happens.
That sounds, yeah, pretty much like at home. Oh, here we go. Line up again. Derek Mann makes an adjustment. We have Jesper Jørgensen in the backfield too. Hand off to Jesper Jørgensen. He rips it off the middle. Oh, we got another close to a first down, if not a first down. Great blocking up front. The Oslo Vikings offensive line seems to...
Looks like it'll be enough to move the needle.
Absolutely. The offensive line of the Oslo Vikings seem to have come to play, and it is a first down indeed. Short huddle here before the Vikings again proceed. Same formation. We still have Jesper Jørgensen in the backfield here. Derek, prepares to pass. Again, drops it off to, no, Eric Ford is now the recipient of Derek's throw here, and it is another first down. He seems to be stepping out around the 10. So that's the third first down in 3 plays here, and the Gladiators defense seems to be reeling a little bit. Seems like the Oslo Vikings are immediately lining up again.
Looks like Derek, number 2 for the Oslo Vikings, is stepping right back into
So, hand off to Jesper Jørgensen here. He's looking at the right side. Oh, good defense by the Glads, but Ooh, Jesper Genson's able to truck in for a touchdown, and that is the first touchdown of the game going to the Oslo Vikings on a run by number 22, Jesper Jørgensen. That was a short and sweet drive by the Oslo Vikings. It seems like the Glads were unable to answer what the Vikings were bringing to the table, and now we're going for the point after touchdown here, the PAT, and then it's Vegard Tysse who's going to attempt to kick for the Oslo Vikings. This is another long stay with Oslo Vikings and has been the kicker for the last 5 years. The kick is no good. It is wide right, and good effort, good blocking, but seems to be an issue there with both the holding and the kick. It's interesting. Often games comes down to details like that. Even though it's a very good drive and a very good offensive drive, but also Vikings, I'm sure they would have liked to see the team cap off with that extra point as well. We were attempting to update the score here so you guys can see it as well, but it seems to be an issue with that. So we're just going to have to keep manual score and remind you guys. So it's currently 6-0 in favor of the Oslo Vikings. And now the teams are lining up again to Oslo Vikings to proceed with a kickoff, and then the Gladiators will return it. The Gladiators returnmen are number 1, Marlon Wayne Hilton, and number, I want to say, without being able to clearly distinguish the shorter, is it 84? Allen Lien. So both athletes back there, and I'm sure the Oslo Vikings would like to kick away from especially Marlon, who's proved himself to be a dangerous returner in the league in the previous years. Vegard Tysse, number 7, is kicking off the ball now. Oh, it is a squib kick. And it's not cleanly fielded, but still recovered and returned for a pretty good return here. Oh, we see a late flag flying in from the opposite side of the field here. So usually indicative of some type of illegal block. I'm sorry, Annie.
Not a problem at all. Just wait to see what that's about. The ref's still on the line for us.
The refs will hash it out. So during the return, it's a block in the back on the receiving team, which will bring them back another 15 yards from the occurrence of the penalty here. It looks like they're on close to the 30. They will begin their drive. And under center
At about the
is number 2, Victor Westberg. I'm sorry, Ann?
I just said at about the 32-yard line. It looks like.
32-yard line. Correct. And Victor Westberg is in a single back formation here. Tight. He hands it off to his running back up the middle, but he is stopped. Good effort up front by the Oslo Vikings. And the run was by number 3, Mats Eriksen Flott. Good speed there. It didn't look like unfortunately, the Gladiators' offensive line was able to establish their blocks fully, and despite the clean handoff, Flott was met in the middle by a strong defensive front of the Oslo Vikings. Standouts in Oslo Vikings' defensive front is number 56, Thomas Sundby, a long-time defensive end. Oh, here we go. It's another handoff to the side. It looks like number 3 has a lane. Oh, he turns it up. Ooh, that is a first down. Very good run by number 3 there. Well done moving the chains here. First run did not work. Second one, they hit it on the outside. And yeah, Flott turned on the speed and turned on the jets and managed to break the contain of the Oslo Vikings for a first down. And the Gladiators are now lining up on what appears to be the 45. First down, another handoff, a little bit of misdirection. Oh, and a tackle for a loss by number 54, Jakob Sumiski, who is a recent Oslo Viking addition last year. Jakob is usually an interior defensive lineman. It appears that he's playing a little bit of the 3-tech end position here today, and he made a very solid stop in the backfield there. So the Gladiators are Definitely going to have to improve on their blocking here to avoid that. Oh, it's third down?
Looks to be about third and maybe 15.
Third and 15. Let's see what the Glads can do here. Oh, he lines up as to pass it, but oh, he decides to tuck it in and run, but he is met up the middle by William Savell. So Victor Westberg sits in the pocket for a second, looks for his quick read. It is not there and decides to tuck and attempt to run it. It is he is stopped, and now it's fourth down, and it appears that the punt team of the Gladiators are taking the field, trying to pin the Oslo Vikings deep. Most likely going to kick away from number 5, Eric Ford, who despite being a very old man is still quite a capable returner. Defensive coordinator Adam Lukasevich must be happy with that drive. Here we go. Oh, good deep punt by number 5 there. It is not a fieldable ball for Eric Ford, and he lets it drop there. So
back to about the 20-yard line.
Oslo Vikings offense will then go to work at the 20-yard line. So, what are our observations so far here, Annie?
Yeah, it looks like the Oslo Vikings defense is pretty hot on that first sequence at least. Should be interesting to see if the offense can come back as they did on their first sequence.
Absolutely. So far it looks like a dominating presence by the Oslo Vikings, but exciting game of football. Always have time to turn this around. Derek Mann is still in shotgun position. He looks to, it's a very similar play to the first play of the game. This time he drops it off to Eric Ford, who is stopped. The Gladiators had this game dialed up, and it bears number 15 on the Gladiators. Keyed in on Eric Ford there and managed to get him at the... Oh, it's about 3 yards, 2 or 3 yards?
2.5.
2.5 yards. Short dump off by Derek Mann there, but when you have athletes on the edges, you often want to do that and hope that they break free at some point. Derek Mann hands it off now to Vegard Tysse, the team's kicker and also running back. He runs it up the middle for what appears to be another 3 yards.
With number 58, Jonas Bernsten Hagre, blocking for him. Cutting him a lane.
So now we're looking at a 3rd and 3 here for the Oslo Vikings. Derek Mann still in a shotgun formation with Vegard Tysse as his single back. Another handoff to Vegard Tysse up the middle. Good blocking up front. Oh, Vegard Tysse has managed to churn forward for what appears to be a first down. Good blocking by Victor Melberg as well. The Gladiators D-line managed to get their gaps, but it did not look like they were able to hold their lanes down, allowing Vegard Tysse to push forward and get that first down.
Looks like the Gladiators defense is kind of anticipating a bit more of these plays coming from the Vikings, so it's taken them a bit longer to move those chains this time.
Absolutely. So now it's first down on the 30. Derek's man is looking to pass. He's hitting a connection to Fredrik. Oh, solid stop on the edge here by number 20 on the Gladiators. Damien Keban. We expect to butcher quite a bit of these names, but we are definitely going to try our best here. So it appears to be a 2nd and 3. So, okay, so Fredrik made quite a bit of progress here, even though it did look like a solid stop by number 20 on the Gladiators. We're still in shotgun formation with a single back. Vegard Tysse is in the back here. Oh, it's another handoff up the middle. Solid blocking up front. Vegard's breaking it for a big one. It looks like he got at least 10 or 12 yards here, which is plenty for a first down, and also Vikings brings the ball across the 50 yet again. The chain crew here is definitely getting their workout in, and we just got a little bit of feedback from our audience that Annie's microphone is a little bit low, but
I'm just gonna do my part by yelling a bit.
There you go.
Not the techies here, so I'll handle that on a manual mode.
Absolutely, and we got first down again. Derek, solid presence, does a little turnaround, hits Fredrik again for that short pass. Fredrik fails it, breaks it for a big one. He turns it on the field, and he puts on the Jets. Escapes 2 guys there before number 11 on Glad's taken down what appears to be close to the 10, the 15. There we go. So another big breakout play. It looks like Derek Mann does not have to trust his arm too much because he has very capable athletes on both sides of the receiving core here. And Fredrik breaks free. He escapes at least 2 tackles there. Well done. And there we go, a handoff on the edge here to Tysse. Ooh!
Taken down in the backfield.
Tackle for a loss. Tysse's helmet comes off, and that means that Tysse will also have to come off the field, and he's replaced by JJ, the wrecking ball Jørgensen. But very, very good play on the edge there by the Kristiansand Gladiators. Way to track down the running back there and to match his speed so that he could not break it up the corner there.
What are the rules in Norwegian football, Alex, when your helmet comes off? Is that one play that you're out and you can come back?
That is one play that you have to get off the field. So, yeah, definitely strap up your chin strap if you want to stay in the game. And then we got a 2-back formation here, and Tito is given the ball by Derek. Oh, and number 70 on the Gladiators D-line makes a solid stop. Number 70 is a Finnish national called Lassan Hatlem Kuanda. That was a very, very dominant tackle, and definitely looked like Lasse might have a wrestling background. So it's good to see some signs of life from the Gladiators defense after a very dominant performance, but also Vikings offense so far.
Absolutely. They've still got a lot of light in their eyes. You can see it.
A lot of players in the backfield for the Oslo Vikings, but they're sorting it out, and it looks like it's a shotgun formation with a single back in the form of JJ, number 22 again. Oh, Derek gets the ball here. He launches the ball to Eric Ford. That's connection they know well. And that goes for a touchdown. That is a beautiful connection, and it is very hard to defend for any player.
Looks like the score right now is 12-0, Oslo Vikings. We'll see how the extra point goes.
That was a very beautiful ball, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
And
cool
Derek,
to see those two Oslo Vikings old timers making the connection out there again.
Absolutely, definitely has some powder still in the old keg for Derek Mann here. We got Tysse attempting the point after again, and there's a flag on the play.
But the kick is good.
The kick is no good.
No good.
From our angle, it did appear to be good, but we see the officiating crew marking as no good. But there is a flag, so we might have a re-kick here. The flag did appear to come before the snap, so it might have been an offside or an illegal shift. It's an offside on the defending team, the Gladiators here, which will allow the Oslo Vikings to attempt the kick again from a closer position. And the conditions here are not too bad, so now that Tysse has a second attempt at this, I'm sure he will very much wants to nail this. Gladiators appear to not be offside this time, and the ball is now goes straight through the uprights, and third time is indeed the charm, right?
We've got a bit of a deceiving view here from the side, so first one looked like it was good when it wasn't. This one looked like it wasn't good when it was. Looks like the score is now 13-0 for the Oslo Vikings.
It was a very solid performance there by the Oslo Vikings, and it's like we mentioned earlier, it's good to see the old timers have some fun out there.
It is.
Derek Mann and the Eric Ford connection looks to be one of those timing connections that you can only develop through a history of and a repertoire of practice and play.
Absolutely.
It's never easy to combine the playing and coaching position, but Derek Mann is doing it today, and on the Gladiator side, Nico Knudsen had to do it last week when they were facing the 18-14s. It's
not an easy ask.
Not an easy ask at all. And as the Oslo Vikings are preparing to kick it off yet again, the Gladiators very much hope to get something going on this return. Last time the Oslo Vikings chose to squib it. That means a short kick that's not really recoverable by their star returner, Marlon. Oh, this is a deeper kick, and Marlon, attempts to field it, but it goes through his legs. Oh no, it is far down the deep territory, but Marlon does recover the ball and he tries to make
He's
something happen. He
running.
makes 3-4 cuts
Wow.
through the Vikings. He finds a lane, he breaks it, he's got 2 men to beat.
Oh,
Oh,
there's
he
a
goes
flag on
down.
the field too.
Is a flag
See
on
what
the
that's
field.
about. Make sure he's okay.
Very impressive return on a ball that looked, it could have been an absolute disaster for the Gladiators, but Marlon leans on his extreme athleticism to bring the ball up to what appears to be their 35. The flag on the field. Oh, that is unfortunate. That's a block into the back call, which will negate a lot of the progress made by Marlon there, but
That's
still an
against the
amazing effort.
Gladiators, that block call was.
Absolutely.
And the God's offense takes the field.
I would just like to thank you, Annie, for stepping up to commentate this with us. It's very good to get your perspective as well on this game.
Happy to do it. I have to
Long-time
say.
spectator, huh?
Long-time spectator, first-time caller. Alex
There you
here,
go.
though, did play D1 football in the U.S., so he's got quite a bit of knowledge to draw from on this.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and hopefully we'll use that knowledge to discern what's going on here. The Gladiators aren't. Oh, number 2 is launching the ball deep now. Oh, and it goes through the hands of Jakob Rieber. Let's see here. Not 22. That's number 23. Apologies, Jakob Holten Riebert, who is the cornerback, the young cornerback for Oslo Vikings, who's a tremendous athlete and very much an up-and-coming player. The Glads tried to do something we haven't seen much this game. They tried to create some space here and launch it down the field on a deeper pass, but Victor Westberg was unable to connect with his receiver there, and the ball was a little short. Almost picked off, but nonetheless, nice to see that they're trying to spread the field a little bit and maybe even slow down a little bit of that pass rush. Oh, it's again a pass there. Yeah. Oh, no, he's keeping. Oh. So Victor Westberg looked like he was about to post up in the pocket and look for an option on the receiver there, but then he tucked it and ran it up, tried to attempt to run up the middle, but it looks like Thomas Sundby was there to stop him.
So that's maybe about a couple yards?
Yeah, I think he made progress of about 3 yards here. So that's, yeah.
3rd and 7, we'll call it.
That sounds about right. 3rd and 7 now. So let's see what Westberg and his offense can do here. It's never good to be pinned deep in your own territory on a 3rd and 7. Allows that's a typical passing situation. Oh, they managed. Oh, that's a free play because they managed to get the defense to jump off sides, but it did not look like the Gladiators' offense was on the same page there.
Nobody's going to give up, though.
We play till the whistle here, so usually whenever you get a false start or jump, if someone jumps off sides there on the defense and they do not threaten the quarterback, the officiating crew will allow the play to commence, and then the offense has what's known as a free shot, because if they throw an interception, obviously that'll be negated by the penalty. But Gladiators' offense was not able to take advantage of that, and they will just have to settle with their penalty. That will bring the ball 5 yards up, and it'll now be 3rd and what appears to be 4. So it's a much more manageable position from for Victor Westberg and the Glads offense here.
Absolutely.
Oh, Westberg. Oh, and several other flags there. Ooh.
Looks like it could have been another early start by the Vikings there.
Looks like the flags came in right before the snapper, so may very well be another offside.
That it is.
So that'll be an automatic 1st down here. And yeah, the Oslo Vikings defense will have to be more cognizant of where the ball placement is versus where they are. No defender's body or helmet is allowed to cross the position of the ball before the play has begun. So now it's 1st and 10 here on what's the 30th. Oh, it's a handoff up the middle.
Stopped in the backfield, it looks like.
Yeah, it's a tackle for loss. The runner there is number 3, Mats Eriksson Flott, and despite hitting the gap with some good speed there, the blocking lanes did not allow him to break through, and the defense of the Oslo Vikings proved too much. But the Glads are now moving the ball.
That they are.
So this game has definitely not started the way I'm sure the Glads hoped, but Victor Westberg is showing a lot of presence on the field, and they remain calm, so they're definitely not a defeated bunch here.
As we come to the second quarter, Coach.
So that's the end of the first quarter here. And the two teams will now switch sides of the field.
Score of 13-0 for the Oslo Vikings here at Frogner Stadion.
That's 13-0 as a result of 2 Vikings touchdowns and a missed point afterwards. It's football in Norway is quite a small, not a small sport, but it's a growing sport, let's say. So players know each other across the club so often. It's nice to see on the quarters and so forth whenever the players are able to chit-chat a little bit in between. It's a lot of smiles and handshakes here.
It is also fun to see how much it is growing, though, and how much the interest is really there, because behind us here, outside of the stadium, we've always got a handful of people clinging to the fences, checking out what's going on. So
Absolutely.
it's a fun sport. It's an eye catcher.
And we do encourage young players to sign up for your local team, because it is definitely the coolest sport you can play in Norway, without a doubt. So here we go. So it's 2nd and 10 at 30. It's a single back shotgun formation. Oh, number 1, William Sewell gets a clear line off, and the pass rush between Thomas Sundby and William Sewell gets to Victor Westberg at an alarming speed. That was a sack in the backfield. I don't know if it was a field handoff or a sack, but either way, both defensive ends in Oslo Vikings had not free releases, but definitely got up the field quickly, and Thomas Sundby was the man that finally made the sack, but William Sewell beat his tackle as well as the running back who was helping in pass coverage by simply running him over. So that puts the Glads in a tougher spot. It's about 3rd and 15. This is a typical passing situation, and when you know it's a passing situation, it often allows the pass rush to get off even quicker. It appears that the Glads called a timeout here. Yep, so the Gladiators call a timeout. They're probably going to reconvene on the sideline and see how they're able to scheme their way out of this less than ideal situation. What do you think? What do you think is the solution here for the Glads, Ann? What do you think they can lean on?
That's a question I should be posing to you. What are you seeing? What
Well,
would you do?
I don't know. So far, we see what have worked. It seems to be a little bit of the outside runs here that have gotten some traction. That's about the only thing the Glads have managed to move the ball on, except for penalties, obviously. So I would maybe lean on that. Maybe lean a little bit more on their athletes, in the sense that Victor Westberg would probably have to run the ball a little more here, since the coverage of Oslo Vikings seems pretty solid. I think one thing that the Glads need to be cognizant of is that the pass rush is fairly quick off the lines here for the Oslo Vikings, so I would not want to put my quarterback in a position where he had to sit in the pocket for too long. So we're back on the ball here. Victor motions to Marlon to cross the middle. Oh, it is a handoff to Marlon on the edge, and there we go. That is that sideline run. Oh, Marlon breaking for a big one and a first down.
Exactly what you said they should do. Hand out, huh?
A little bit of misdirection in the backfield there. Hands it off to one of their better athletes, Marlon Hilton, and that's enough for a first down. I believe that was a run for about 17 yards there. So the Oslo Vikings defense will have to improve in their contain if they want to limit that, but the Glads seem to have found something that works, and we'll see how much they can lean on that before the Oslo Vikings defense change their scheme here to contain their athletes better. But here we go, first down on what appears to be the 38. Oh, Victor hands it off again. There's a flag early on. Ooh, run up the middle for nothing. The ball pops out after the whistle. Number 31 of Oslo Vikings, Sigurd Stenseng, who's an up-and-coming young player. Recovered the ball after the whistle, and yeah.
See what the call is here. Looks like the refs are about to talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
False start.
False start on the offense, so that'll be 5 yards back.
Repeat first down.
Repeat first down.
Gladiators offense there, and they're going to back up.
So the Glads will have to do, will have to fight a little harder for their next set of next first down.
They've got another 15 yards in front of them, but thankfully for their sakes, they've got.
Oh, Victor has a delayed handoff up the middle here. And number 3, Flott, manages to get about 6 yards, would you say?
About 5 yards, maybe?
Yeah.
Back to the original line of scrimmage.
So that's solid.
Working with second down for the Glads.
Very good pressing by Victor there to delay that handoff, making the defense key as if it was a pass and then handing it off to his running back there. So now we're looking at second down and 10 yards to go for the Gladiators offense. The Oslo Vikings defense is lining up here. Victor, the quarterback to the Glads, is bringing his receiver a little closer to the line. Oh, he's looking to pass. The Glads are looking to pass. He got a man deep, but the ball is slightly overthrown.
Narrowly avoided pressure from number 1 on the Oslo Vikings, Will Sewell there.
Will Sewell being the import of the Oslo Vikings this year and last year has been a very, very impressive player to watch. He's previously also played in Denmark, where he was considered the top defensive player in the Danish league, and is definitely the contender here as well for the same accolade.
Originally from the United States, from West Virginia.
That is right. He's from Maryland, technically, but on the border of West Virginia. So he's, he counts himself a country boy, and he brings that country boy toughness here today. So we got 3rd and 10 here for the Gladiators. They're still in shotgun formation. He brings Marlon up. Oh.
Flag.
Another flag here. Yeah, that's a delay of game for the Gladiators, and if you're in a little bit of a hole, you can't have those penalties. But that'll bring them back to the 38. So that'll be about 3rd down and 15, 16 to go there.
Yeah, these penalties are really just working against the Glads. Doing the Vikings' job there for them.
Exactly. That pre-step motion to Marlon is similar to the misdirection they tried earlier when they had a handoff to him for that first down. But let's see what they're doing here, what they'll do here now. Oh, the Vikings appear to be showing pressure, and they bring pressure. And Victor tries to keep it up the middle. Oh, it's solid stop by the Oslo Vikings. And yet again, it's Thomas Sundby who puts the hurting on Victor Westberg as he attempts to keep the ball.
Looks like it's about 4th and 20 for the Gladiators, sending out their punt team.
So a promising drive is stopped short by a very impressive front 4 for the Oslo Vikings there.
And some bad form by the Glads there with the penalties.
Absolutely. But I mean, we saw a little bit of life from the Gladiators as well, hitting those outside runs.
Absolutely.
Here we go. It's a clean long snap for the punter to boom it down. It's considered not recoverable by the Oslo Vikings, and the ball will bounce to a dead stop and be stopped on the 30, in which the Oslo Vikings offense will go to work. So we're currently in the second quarter. The score is 16-0 to the Oslo Vikings. No.
13-0 to the Oslo Vikings.
13-0 to the Oslo Vikings. There we go. So that's a little update there. It's a 13-0 score to the Oslo Vikings in the second quarter. We do not have an official time available to us, but it's about early to mid in the second quarter, would you say?
That it is, yep.
Long drive of the Glads is concluded there, and also Vikings will yet again go to work on offense there. And it's Derek Mann in the shotgun formation. He is accompanied in the backfield by what looks to be Tito, who gets the handoff here, and he runs it up the middle for a solid gain of about 4 yards. Yet again, leaning on strong blocking up front, and several standout players on the offensive line for the Oslo Vikings. But one guy who would like to point out is Trygve Langballe, who's but Oslo Vikings is a long-time center. He's been part of the world team previously, and brings a stability to the offensive line, which is very much appreciated by the organization. Derek Mann is again under center. He's oh, he hands it off to Tito, which launches
Try it
forward
again.
for about 3 yards, but he is eaten up by big number 72, Anders Herberg.
Looks like it's about 3rd and 3 or 4 for the Vikings there.
Absolutely. Anders Herberg is, appears to be playing the end there, and he's what we would describe as a corn-fed boy in Texas. strong player, and looks to be have the length to control that edge there. Derek Mann again lines up with 3rd down and 4 to go. He fakes a handoff and drops it off to Andre Wang, number 28, who tries to turn a corner, but
he's got the first down.
he's got the first down. Well
and
done.
A few.
Rolling back the years here, Derek Mann to Andre Wang.
Let's see where they spot the ball here.
Flag on the play.
Seems to be a flag on the play that we couldn't see.
Oh yeah,
There
there's a
it is.
flag at the play there. Flag is dropped very close to the Oslo Vikings sideline. We'll see what this call is, but Andre Wang was the one that caught the ball there and attempted to turn it upfield. He looked to get the first down from our position, but
If
we'll
it
see
stands.
if
yep.
it stands, the penalty will how it will affect it as well as the spot. So we didn't catch the penalty fully there, but it's
It
against
is a
Oslo
penalty
Vikings.
against number 74 on the Oslo Vikings, Alistair Howie.
Ah, so that might have been.
Looks like it was a 5-yard penalty, seeing as where the stick moved back.
Yeah, it might have been an illegal formation there. Either way, brings them quite far back there. So
Looking like 3rd and 8 for the
3rd and
Vikings
8.
here.
So this would typically be a passing situation. So I'm sure the Gladiators will key on both number 5, Eric Ford, as well as number 9, Lynn. And Derek. Oh, Derek launches a
Made the
high ball to Eric
connection.
Ford right across the yardstick there, and it is recovered. Eric Ford goes up and gets it and brings it down for a first down for the Oslo Vikings.
Tried and true pairing with number 5 and number 2 there.
Absolutely. The ball looked to be launched a little high there, but it might very well be that Derek wanted to put it in a position in which only Eric Ford could go up and get it. And we definitely see Eric Ford's basketball background as he has the jumps.
He's got a bit of hops on him.
He got hops on him, and he goes up and gets that ball and brings it out securely. So first down and 10 to go on the 40. Derek Mann is in shotgun formation again. He's accompanied by Tito. He does not hand it off. He drops it off to Lynn Bird, who runs a tough run up on the sideline there. There's a flag on the play, but Lynn Bird signals a first down as he runs over 2 Gladiators defenders.
He is hard to take down, isn't he?
Lynn might be a small-bodied receiver, but he runs like a big man. He puts the pain on any defender that tries to take him to the ground. Lynn has been with the Oslo Vikings organization for about 2 or 3 years now, and he's been very positive and a great presence both in practice and on the field.
Another American on the field out there.
Another American on the field out there. Former Marine.
Call a Marine, huh?
Call a Marine, that's right. So the flag is picked up again. That's not a holding in that situation, we're told. So that was a first down for the Oslo Vikings on what appears to be the...
Looks like about the 43-yard line.
43-yard line. So
The
across the
Gladiators
50 yet again for the
43.
Oslo Vikings here, and it's roughly the same personnel in. Derek observes the field here. Oh, he recovers it. He hands it off to Tito again, who turns up the field, and he has a lane,
There he goes.
and he gets about 10 yards there. Solid effort by Tito to
Probably.
escape the pressure in the backfield and break through the lane there.
Absolutely, yep. Enough to move the chains. There it goes.
And Jonas Hagerup, number 58, is dominant force on the edge there and opens up a lane in which Tito is able to break through and get that first down. So now we're at a first down and 10 on the close to the 30, 33, I believe. Derek Mann is in an empty formation now, and he quick drops it off to Eric Ford on the sideline there. Eric Ford dances and
Run out of bounds.
manages to escape the corner there and extend the ball for what looks to be close to a first down.
It is. No, it is not.
It's a
My
second
apologies.
about 2 And that is an athlete right there as Eric Ford receives the ball and uses his quick feet there to escape the corner and extends for the extra yardage. Those quick throws and catches there on the edges are very much a bread and butter of the Oslo Vikings offense today.
Looking to be key for them out there.
Absolutely. Oh, Derek Mann hands it off to Tito yet again, who brings his power running up the middle. And he leans on a strong offensive line for a 6-yard pickup, which is enough for a first down here, and the chain crew will move again.
You always see Tito out there extending the ball as much as he can once he hits the ground.
Absolutely.
For an extra yard or so.
Tough task to counter an offense that can play on so many different styles here and so many different athletes. Whether Derek chooses to launch it long or have those short passes or hand it off, it seems that it all works for Oslo Vikings right now.
Maybe it's a plus to have your head coach out there playing quarterback.
And Derek is again throwing. Oh, JJ Jesper Jørgensen recovers the pass and goes for what's close to a first down. It appears to be maybe a late hit on Derek Mann, number 84 in the Glads. Delivered a little bit of pain on the Oslo Vikings head coach and quarterback there.
No hard feelings.
Ah,
There was a
Lillian.
high five between the two afterwards. But we'll see what the call is.
We love seeing some tough football.
And some good sportsmanship.
Absolutely. Yep, so that's a personal foul against number 84 for roughing the passer.
I believe that's a 10-yard penalty.
I think that might be a 15. Either way, enough to move the chains. But I believe
Looks
that
like
they
we're at
decline
about
it.
the Glad's 5-yard line here for the Vikings.
There
So
we go.
first and goal.
First and goal for Derek Mann and his offense here now. He is accompanied by Tusse in the backfield, and he hands it off for a strong run by Tusse up the middle. Gets about 3 or 4 yards. It's first and goal here. Our angle does not allow us to see how many yards they got here, but it looks to be about
Maybe just
2nd and 4
yeah.
to go. Let's go with 4. 2nd and 4.
I think it might be a bit less than that.
Also, Vikings call a timeout here. And in a situation like this, also Vikings often call out their house formation, which is their heavy formation, bringing the beef, so to speak, bringing out a lot of players that play on the defense as well, for more of a power formation in which they lean on strong running.
Looks like the Glads have made their decision on how they're going to handle this. Not a whole lot of communication out there. They seem pretty confident.
Glads have a lot of big bodies up front, and I'm sure those big bodies will be putting in the work now. As a former defensive lineman myself, I have to say this is truly where boys become men in the red zone here in the goal line stands. So both teams must be expecting a run here, and the Glads will probably try to secure the running lane, especially up the middle. Let's see if Derek Mann comes out in the shotgun formation here, or if he wants to be up under center. Oh, he's under center here in a house formation, a powerful formation. This is good old-fashioned football, and he hands it off to JJ, the trucking monster, who runs it in for a touchdown. And a strong stance by the Gladiators here, but it was not enough as JJ, supported by the offensive line of the Oslo Vikings, managed to push that in for a touchdown. And what's the score now?
Is 19-0. We'll see how the Oslo Vikings handle the extra point here. Looks like they're going for 1 point with the kick.
Some issues kicking for Tusse on the opposite side of the field. Let's see if this one is better. And solid kick, and it appears to go clean through the uprights.
Good. That makes it 20-0, Oslo Vikings.
So that is very solid play by Oslo Vikings there, showing that they can get yardage both through the air and on the ground. And in a tough spot, they have the players to even run it in a goal line situation. So very healthy looking team there. And the Gladiators are making strides and leaning on a lot of their athletes to make something happen. We haven't seen them really break through and succeed in that point yet, but that's the exciting thing about football. We never know.
That's right. And then we don't know the time, as we said earlier, but we must be getting pretty close to halftime here. So see how quickly this series can go for the Glads.
And as the Oslo Vikings prepare to kick it off, I'm sure that the Gladiators would like to see a cleaner recovery of the kick this time for Marlon, so he has more of a chance to make something happen with that breakaway speed of his. The Glads will also be more cognizant to avoid penalties on blocks in the back and holding and so forth. And we're ready for the kickoff now, late in the second quarter. This approaches, and it's another squib kick recovered by number 10 on the Gladiators, who turns upfield but is not able to get much up there before number 11 Håvard Gunsø meets him on the close to the 39, 40. So the Oslo Vikings are willing to sacrifice some of the yardage they could gain by pinning the Gladiators deep to avoid giving Marlon Hilton the ball. And the Gladiators offense will go to work now on the 39 on their side of the field there and try to go into half with something on the scoreboard.
Yeah, try to churn out those 61 yards that lay ahead of them.
Absolutely. So it's the same usual suspects in the backfield there. We have number 2 Vestberg at quarterback and number 3 Flott at running back. And it's a handoff to number 3, who tries to sprint out on the left side of the field there, but he is tracked down fairly quickly by number 20 on the Oslo Vikings. That is Lidem Ametja. I will not try to butcher his last name. Lidem, who is second-year player for the Oslo Vikings. Previously, he actually came from the Kristiansand Gladiators and has been a very positive addition to our team. He much love to him from both teams here, as he's studying in Oslo, so he has legitimate reason for why he's playing the red colors today. But beloved by all organizations that he's been with, and he shows his athleticism there to track down that run on the side there. Again, they're lining up with about 2nd down and 12 to go for first. Victor looks to pass here. He's got Marlon on the side, and that's plenty for a first time. Marlon tries to drive for more, and he recovers about 16, 17 yards there and brings the Gladiators a first down and manages to bring them over to 50 here. So solid connection between Victor and Marlon, and I think that is the key for what the Gladiators need if they want to see some success here, to get the ball to their star athletes here. And the quick release that we saw from Victor there is also necessary, as we see the pass rush of the Oslo Vikings getting to him fairly quickly. Would you agree with that, Annie?
Absolutely.
Solid. So we got first down and 10 here. Victor, quick release over to the other side of the field here to number 84. Erlend Lien. And Erlend Lien fights his way to about 4 yards.
Yeah, the forward progress seems to be stopped at about the 42-yard line.
Erlend Lien is a big-bodied receiver, and he is hard to take down. The Oslo Vikings had to swarm to him to make him stop there, and a solid pitch and catch there. That quick release from Victor seems to be in the key here.
Absolutely, especially with that defensive line on the Vikings looking as strong as it is.
Handoff here to number 11, Mathias Bue, who runs it up the middle for a pretty decent gain there. But
stopped by number 1, Will Sewell there. Timeout by the Gladiators now.
It's about 3rd down and 6 to go, I would say. Timeout there. Did you catch the time?
I did not.
I believe it's late in the second quarter. So the Glads timeout here allows them to discuss their approach, but also allows them to stop the clock as they are planning their approach here.
Sorry, just had to do a time check there. It seems like the refs called out about 40 seconds left in the first half here.
40 seconds left, so that's time management timeouts, and the Gladiators will have to have a quick series here now, lean on the passing game to make sure it's not a running clock. Oh, Victor attempts to launch the ball, but he is hit hard by a combination of William Savell and Thomas Sundby. As they get to him, he manages to release the ball, but he takes a licking.
It'll be repeat third down there for the Glads.
I believe that might be a fourth down.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a clean play, so that'll be a fourth, and
my bad.
5 to go, and Victor takes a licking, but he keeps on ticking. Well, here we go. The down box is now updated. It's 4th and about 6 to go. We imagine the time being somewhere in the between 30 and 20 seconds left till half. So the Glads are definitely looking to make something happen. Let's key in Marlon here on the far side. Oh, nope. Oh, that ball is a little bit underthrown, but he was looking for one of his 2 targets on the side here. Victor was. It was either Alan Lien or number 10.
Who doesn't seem to be on the roster today.
Well, either way, the ball was a little bit overthrown, and they did not have a chance to recover that, and that is a change of possession, which allows the Vikings to finish off this second quarter and go into the half. We'll see if they will make a push for the end zone here or try to simply run the clock out with a safe play. Having Derek Mann under center here, we know he would like to pad those stats a little bit. He might go for that deep ball.
But looking at
and he does. He rolls out. He gets a little bit of pressure in his face, but he manages to dump that ball off to Andrea Wang, number 28, who runs it out of bounds there by stopping the clock. Well, the boys look to be having fun out there today. And the weather right now is sunny and warm.
We actually couldn't be more lucky on this late August day here in Oslo.
Perfect weather for football. It is 2nd and about 5 here as Derek Mann and the Oslo Vikings offense tried to make something happen in the late part of the second quarter. Oh, Derek Mann again drops it off to Eric Ford as he receives the ball and steps out on the sideline, again stopping the clock here. That's enough for a first down, about 10 yards.
I think that I just heard the ref call out 10 seconds.
10 seconds on the clock here, and let's see if Derek Mann loads one up, tries to launch it deep. Derek Mann has a cannon of an arm, so he definitely has a range to threaten the Glads deep here, and he's got some standout receivers too. And he looks deep. He looks deep. He has steps up. Oh, Derek Mann takes. Oh, Derek Mann takes up the middle, and he's looking for some. He's looking for a call whether or not that hit on him was late there, as he slid in, and they call a timeout there. Derek Mann is known as a pocket passer usually, and is not necessarily what you would consider a running quarterback. But there he took the opportunity on the running lane in the middle, and he ran up for about 5 yards there, and the Gladiators looked like they wished to punish him for that decision, which we're glad that they did not have a chance to do, because Derek Mann is pushing 40 right now, and I'm sure his wife Victoria would like him to come home in one piece.
His daughter probably wants someone to go down the slide with him. So
Yeah.
probably good there.
But good to see there's still some heart in the old dog. So this is most likely the last play of the half here. As Oslo Vikings come out of their timeout here with second down and about 5 to go on the opposite 50. Derek Mann receives the ball. He's looking to pass deep here. He's got Eric Ford over the middle. Eric Ford receives the ball, and he is, is he going to break free from the tackle? Ooh, great effort by Eric Ford there.
Quite an effort. And he called timeout, see if he got it in time.
And Vikings attempt to call a timeout here. We'll see if there's enough time or not. It appears that there is. So that
we play on.
was very well played there by Oslo Vikings as Eric Ford recovers the ball, recovers the reception or receives the ball, I guess. On about. Oh, nope.
He
Here we
didn't get the timeout in time, and it is halftime. Seems that Derek Mann has a bit of an issue with that. Having some words with the refs, we'll see.
Derek Mann is speaking to the referees now. In situations like this, usually the referees can predict what the offense will do, and the timeout call was probably signaled in advance of the play.
Looks like we've got both teams heading towards the locker rooms, though, so this one may not have been in time.
But there we go. So that's closing out the first half of this matchup between the Kristiansand Gladiators and the Oslo Vikings. It is currently 20-0 to the home team. And the Oslo Vikings have shown a lot of success in all facets of the game, and the Gladiators still fighting hard. We will take a short break, and we will return to you as the third quarter commences after this break. We hope to see all of you back with us to see if the Gladiators can turn this around or if the Oslo Vikings will continue their dominating play here.
We'll
But either
talk
way,
to you guys soon.
thank you.
All right.
And we
Hello.
are back. So, comments that we've received so far is due to the lack of a scoreboard, we're going to be better at keeping you guys updated on the score. So,
We're working with 20-0 Oslo Vikings right now, just to remind you guys where we're at.
still sunny in Frogner, Oslo, and both teams seems to be high-spirited and excited to be here, despite the Gladiators having somewhat of a tough start here. Spectators are, I don't know if it's the excitement of the game or the great weather, but everybody seems to be in high spirits.
And it has filled up from kickoff, so
Yeah, it's quite full here now, and we have a lot of longtime supporters for the Oslo Vikings here, and some Gladiators fans that have made it all the way down to Oslo. Both of these teams have solid followings throughout Norway, and we are excited to bring their fan bases that were not able to be here today a little bit of football on this Saturday. We might not be the National Football League, but we are the Norwegian Football League. So if you are itching for some NFL, we are about the closest you can get to the regular season right now.
some Saturday NFL football for you guys.
And also Vikings are lining up to kick off as the Gladiators will come out on offense. And the score is still 20-0 in favor of the Oslo Vikings. Marlon and Espen Lie is there to return it. Oh, kickoff by Tysse. Oh, recovered on about the 30th by number 15. Vetle Pedersen Fosser. And Vetle recovers the ball cleanly and manages to make the best out of the situation and gets it all the way up to about the 44 there.
Quite a return, really.
Very energetic run there, and head forward, full speed ahead, solid run. So the Oslo Vikings defense has been fairly dominant here. Few things have worked for the Gladiators so far. The contain is the only issue that we've seen from Oslo Vikings defense, and we would like to see the Gladiators maybe lean more on that. We see Marlon, number 1, is in the slot right now, which I'm sure Victor Westberg has a plan for. Oh, no, it's a handoff to number 10, but it goes nowhere as he's absolutely stuffed up the middle here by Oslo Vikings interior defensive lineman Jakob Zamuski. Very, very solid stop there, and it's a tackle for a loss of about 2 yards. So the Gladiators seem to pick up just where they left off, and I'm sure that's not where they want to be, but here we go. It's second and about 12 here. Shock information here again. Victor looks to pass. He drops off to Marlon on the edge there. Marlon escapes one defender, rolls off a second defender, and pushes forward for about 5 yards there. To make 2 guys miss is no little feat, but Marlon does that and drives forward for about 5 yards, which leaves the Gladiators in a more manageable position of 3rd and about 8 yards here. And 3rd and about 8, we have a pre-snap motion of number 5 on the Glad side. Shock information still. Victor looks to pass. Oh, has some time in the pocket and drops it off to number 9 for a first down. So that is something we haven't seen. Oh, number 5. Apologies. Number 5 on the Gladiators received the pass there for a solid first down. And that was
Number 5, Raymond Johansen Myrhed.
muted, and that was, yeah. So now we see the Gladiators driving the ball a little bit, and Victor has some more time in the pocket, which he definitely used to his advantage there to drive the ball down on the Vikings half of the field. So complacency is the death of success here, and also Vikings defense should not sleep on this Gladiators team. As Victor looks to drop it off on the other side, number 5 again is the recipient of the ball, and it's still Ramin Johansen Myhre, who does not get much on the reception, but about 2 yards there before the defense swarms to the ball. These darts delivered by Victor here are a testament to his game plan here, or to Coach Knutsen's game plan, and it's a way to negate a little bit of that fast pass rush from the Oslo Vikings. So it is 2nd and 10. Oh, it was actually a loss here. My bad.
2nd and 11.
2nd and 11. Victor, oh, no, drops up number 84 on the sideline there. 84 tries to escape 2 guys, but he is cleaned up by William Savell there, who comes from all the way inside of the box out there to make the tackle. And this results in gain of about 2 yards, which leaves the Gladiators with a 3rd and 10 situation now. So a lot of dinks and dunks here, but not much progress on these last pass attempts. They're probably going to look to get a little bit of a bigger chunk here. Still in shotgun formation. Victor signals to Marlon. He keys in him as well. The Vikings seem to be filling up the box, signaling that there will be a rush, but they're dropping the linebackers back. William gets a good rush here.
Ooh, a little overthrown there.
Yeah, the rush seemed to have gotten into Victor, the quarterback of the Gladiators' face here, and he delivers a ball that is a little bit high and not recoverable for number 84.
Erlend Lien.
Erlend Lien. Erlend Lien has been a name you mentioned several times today. He seems to be one of their key athletes, and I'm sure they would like to involve him a little bit more, but like mentioned earlier, it's hard to get the ball in a catchable area when you have 3 or 4 hungry defenders in your face.
Actually looks like they're giving him a little bit of a breather, just pulled maybe 3 or 4 guys out,
Yeah, well,
switched them out.
the punt team that came in now.
Ah, yes it is.
4th and 10 here. In the backfield for the return is Oslo Vikings Eric Ford yet again. It's a clean punt and a good kick, and it is out of bounds deep in Oslo Vikings territory.
And the Vikings offense, led by the Canadian Tony Romo, takes the series.
And Oslo Vikings offense will go to work for the first time in this second half. So about 3 or 4 promising plays from the Gladiators there, but did not amount to much as they were unable to threaten the Oslo Vikings for any points here.
Some stuff to look for from the Vikings coming out of halftime on offense for the first time again. Those connections between Derek Ford and Derek Mann and number
Eric
5
Ford.
Eric Ford. Some good running.
Absolutely, and
See what they put together.
we're in a
there.
shotgun formation here. JJ, number 22, is the running back. Derek Mann hands it off to JJ, who's our power runner, and he runs it up the middle here for a fairly solid gain of about 4 yards. JJ has been known as a fullback, halfback hybrid who is surprisingly light on his feet for bringing that much mass downhill, and he's no defender's dream when it comes to what they want to meet in the tackle box here. Same formation is kept here, fairly fast-paced from the Oslo Vikings offense. Derek Mann surveys the field. He snaps the ball. He looks to pass. He drops it off to Eric Ford, who dances and escapes about 3 defenders before he runs it out of bounds for what seems to be close to a first down. The down box is moved to, well, this is a 3rd and about 2 yards or 1 yard. So I think what we see the difference here is the dinks and dunks of the Gladiators never seem to amount to much, while for the Vikings they are able to pick up little chunks every time.
Yeah, just to remind you guys, we've got a score of 20-0 for the
20
Oslo
to 0.
Vikings.
And it's 3rd and 1, and Derek Mann hands it off to their wrecking ball, who tries to push up the middle, but he is stopped for what looks like a tackle for a loss, or at least stopped a forward progression before he manages to cross the line. So it's 4th and 2, and this is a situation previously the Oslo Vikings has not been afraid to go for. And it looks like the offense stays in, so this is gonna be, could be what is known as a momentum change here if the Gladiators are able to stop the Oslo Vikings here deep in their own territory. It's 4th and 2, and the Oslo Vikings stays in a shotgun formation, and we can imagine that the Gladiators will expect a handoff to number 22 JJ here, which actually, yeah, it is JJ who gets the ball. He turns the corner, he churns up the field, and he gets plenty for the first down.
Oh, looks like we've, yeah.
So
Everybody's good on their feet.
everyone's on their feet. So that was shows a lot of courage by the Oslo Vikings offense and Derek Mann to call a 4th down play deep in their own territory when they're up 20. But hey,
Seems
if
to
you're a
have paid
playing
off.
head coach,
Seems to have paid off.
absolutely. And that's one of those plays that if it had not been successful, I'm sure we would have had Monday morning quarterbacking afterwards. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Derek Mann is in the same shotgun formation. Oh, he's looking to launch it deeper now. He's got a couple of receivers open.
7.
Oh,
They
number
got
7.
Tisa.
They got Tisa recovers the pass for a deep ball and moves the ball to about the opposition's 15 here. Unfortunately, we have an injury on the play. Number 62 on the Gladiators goes down and seems to be in quite a bit of pain here. That's Gabriel Andersen. But the result of the play is that the Oslo Vikings move the chain deep into Gladiators territory here. There's an injury timeout, and
Seems like he's up on his feet. Oh, good.
he's up on
all
his
right.
feet.
He's
Sometimes,
going to stay in, too, it seems like.
yeah, sometimes he actually has to come out for one
Okay.
play if there's an injury timeout. But often, when the most painful ones are the least serious ones, as you got your ear knocked out, or you might even catch the family jewels in a little bit of a compromising position, and that might lead to a little bit of stoppage in the game here. But the Oslo Vikings are now 1st and 10. It's cool. Yep,
At about
they're about 14 yards out of the end zone here.
the Gladiators' 10-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah. No, yeah, maybe. Oh, is it 1st and goal? Down, yeah. I
It
don't
is
see the chain
first-
crew is up here, so
It is not 1st and goal.
no. So it's about 14 yards out from the end zone here. 1st down. Derek looks to launch it to Eric Ford, who is given a surprising amount of space there. He extends for the touchdown on the catch, and that
takes us up to 26-0 for the Oslo Vikings before the extra point.
26-0, and Oslo Vikings capitalize on the connection between Derek Mann and Eric Ford yet again. And Eric Ford is one of those players that he has that burst and breakaway speed, so you got to give him that cushion. But at the same time, he's able to dance and make the defenders miss on that short yardage. So unless you're going to double him, it's very difficult for a corner to be left alone out there with him. Vegard Tysso had that impressive chunk of yardage earlier on his catch. Is now lining up for the point after, and it's a clean kick, and
It's good.
that brings us up to 27-0. What did you see on this drive, Annie?
Saw some good running yards after pass.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. Yards after contact there for some of the, I believe it was JJ at the beginning of the series. What'd you see?
So, well, I saw this statement play by the Oslo Vikings on the 4th down. So, 4th down and 2, and Derek Mann was confident to hand it off to JJ, who made the most out of his opportunity and collected 5 or 6 yards there, converted that 1st down. And then, again, it's so difficult to play a team like the Oslo Vikings. We have so many different athletes to lean on. So whenever you do manage to cover both Fredrik and Eric Ford and so forth, then you have players like André Wang, you have Vegard Tysse, you have Lynn Byrne and all these guys who are still options for Derek. And Derek has a good offensive line, so we can sit calmly in the pocket and distribute the ball. I am very glad I'm not in the shoes of the defensive coordinator, Nikolai Knutsen, on the Gladiators right now, because it's a tall task to find how to counter this potent Oslo Vikings offense. And here we go. It's Vegard Tysse is lining up for the kickoff now. We're expecting another squib kick here to keep the ball away from their athletes. Oh, and the ball does
Finds
make
his
it to
way there
Marlon, and he
anyways.
cleanly recovers it. He's looking for a lane here. He makes a couple of defenders miss, but he is...
Brought down around the 42-yard line there.
And that looks like it's number 69 on the Oslo Vikings, Max Legvold Jensen, who makes the tackle. Max is another young, talented player for the Oslo Vikings who's played on both the Division 2 teams as well as made it up to the elite team now, and we look forward to him improving and becoming a mainstay of the Oslo Vikings. He was accompanied by number 42 as well on Oslo Vikings, which is Sebastian Bittingsvik. Sebastian is an outstanding athlete who is very much going to be a presence of the Oslo Vikings going forward as he gets a little bit more football knowledge. Oh, and there we go. Victor is now attempting to hand off the ball to number 10 on the Gladiators.
who is not on the roster today.
No, he's not on the roster, and
seen
he is
that
tackled
earlier.
for a loss. But serious update for the Oslo Vikings. Their important star defensive player, William Savell, seems to be staying down after the play.
Looks like he's grabbing his left knee there.
Left knee for William Savell. That would be a very serious blow to the Oslo Vikings defense, and we hope there's nothing serious. Last play did result in a loss of about 5 yards, which leaves the Gladiators in a 2nd and 15 to go.
Will Sewell is a bit slow, but he's up on his feet there. Maybe it's a hamstring issue, looks like. Hopefully just a bit of a stinger.
And he is walking by himself off the field here. Currently it's 2nd and 15 for the, is it 15 or 18 maybe? Close to 2nd and 20 here for the Gladiators. And in for William Sewell is Petter Frausing, who's playing both ways today. It's quite impressive. And the Gladiators are now lining up again for a 2nd and 15. Victor looks to dump it off to Marlon. Ooh, the ball is nearly picked up by number 23 in Oslo Vikings, Jakob Holton Riebert, who has been close to the ball several times today. And Jakob manages to stay with Marlon Hilton, despite the athleticism of Marlon Hilton, which speaks to the tremendous athleticism of Jakob as well there.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that the Gladiators would very much like to capitalize on the fact that William Sewell is out for the Oslo Vikings right now, possibly giving Victor a little bit more time in the pocket. So let's expect some passes. And here he drops back to pass yet again. Oh!
Still a bit of pressure, though.
Still a bit of pressure. And number 10 here seemed to be the target of the pass, but he had a little bit of a stumble before the ball was launched and was not there.
And there is a flag on the play.
There's a flag on the play, which may have been a late hit on Oslo Vikings defense, as Victor went down slightly after the ball was launched there.
Personal foul.
Yep, that is a personal foul. And the ball will be marched up. And what you see right now is maybe the Gladiators' most effective play of the game is flags that have been awarded the Oslo Vikings.
There have been quite a few flags on both sides, so the refs are staying vigilant out there.
Again, pretty indicative of the early season form, and the teams usually need a couple of chances to get into more disciplined form here, but that allows the Gladiators to cross the midfield here, and they're 1st and 10 at what appears to be the 54. Victor, that looked to be a screen pass that was set up here from Victor, but the Oslo Vikings defense was all over that one.
Looks like we've got one guy who went down. He's back up. All right, good. Everybody's healthy.
Number 10 on the Gladiators appeared to have some type of a lingering injury here, and he was also the target for both the previous pass attempts. The Oslo Vikings defense keyed well on that potential screen pass and swarmed to the running back, which allowed Victor very little room to complete that pass. So that leads us to a 2nd and 10 for the Gladiators here.
To remind you guys, the score is 27-0.
Victor looks again to launch the ball, but he has, oh, there we go. We got a sack as Victor first looks to launch the ball, but then decides to try to keep it. And the sack is made by number 12 on Oslo Vikings, Trenton Cortazzo. Trenton Cortazzo is nicknamed Taz and is a very capable linebacker that has recently joined Oslo Vikings. Trenton Cortazzo, or Taz, previously played at the prestigious University of Cornell, I believe.
And he's bringing a bit of razzle-tazz to the Oslo Vikings now.
And he might be an Ivy Leaguer, but he got a little nasty to him, as we like to say here. So that was a great play by Taz there to bring up a 3rd and what appears to be a 15. 3rd and 15, so typical pass position. Now Victor gets a low snap, recovers it, dumps it up to number 84, who misses 2 defenders, 3 defenders, has a blocker in front of him, attempts to push, but he is, a little bit of a scrum there. And number 11 on Oslo Vikings Håvard Andreas Gunstø finishes the push there and brings up 4th down. So again, I mean, surprising that 3rd and 15, and they still choose to dump it off behind the line and allow their receiver 84 to make something happen there. Lien, that's a tall ask. That when that much yards in front of you.
It is. He did what he could, but it didn't seem to be enough.
Little sideline update here. William Savell, number 1 in the Oslo Vikings, seems to be up and strapped in on his helmet again here, so look for him to join us again. Punt by the Gladiators. Cleans punt, which the Oslo Vikings choose not to return.
Down at about the 25-yard line there for the Vikings. It is number 51 on the Oslo Viking, Trygve Langballe's birthday today. So
yes,
the announcer here in the stadium just called out a happy birthday to him. You can see his blonde hair there under his helmet for the Vikings. That's the birthday boy.
And Oslo Vikings offense goes to work yet again, and we have a Derek Mann in shotgun formation again with Vegard Tysse, whom he hands the ball off to. Vegard Tysse gets a lane on the right side here and drives up for about 6 or 7 yards right off the strong side of the offensive line there, anchored up by, usually by Jonas Hagerup, whom I don't see here now.
Bit more than 7 yards. Looks like he got about 9 there. So
9 yards.
2nd and 1.
There we go.
Vikings.
Explosive run by Vegard Tysse, who's an old-timer on the team here. He's surprisingly pushing 40, but still the fittest man on the team. Derek Mann chooses to hand it off to Tysse again, who tries the other side here, but he is met by several Gladiators defenders, led by number 72 on the Glads.
Number 72 on the Glads is Anders Herberg.
Anders Herberg again there to make the stop and holds down the contain there. Oh, and we have a quick moving game here as the 3rd quarter is at its conclusion now, and the teams will swap sides here. We're looking at a 3rd and short here for the Oslo Vikings, which usually brings out big number 22, JJ, which I'm sure the Gladiators will look for now, as that is the go-to recipe on the short yardage for Oslo Vikings. So let's see what the Gladiators defense can do here to counter what has been an effective run game by the Oslo Vikings in these short yardage situations. Derek Mann's looking good out there. You would expect a little bit more rust on old arm, but he has been playing Division 2 while coaching the men's elite team and the junior teams here at Oslo Vikings. So staying fit and staying active. Unfortunately, he had to be called up as we had injuries to our starting quarterback here last week. But Derek Mann has done well today and proven why he is an elite level player still. So he's got a 2-back formation here. He's both got Tysse and Jørgensen back here with him, and the ball is handed off to Tysse while Jørgensen is the lead blocker. But the Gladiators defense meets them in the backfield, and number 72 and 39 on the Gladiators, 39 being Isak Vetle Isaksen, makes the stop, and that was a solid stop. Impressive stops. That's 4th and short here, so they keyed in on what we expected here, and
looks like the Vikings are going to go for it. Another ambitious call there by Derek.
4th and short. Derek Mann is again going for it. Oh, this is what's known as a free play here, so that Derek Mann takes advantage of the situation and launches the ball. He's got Eric Ford.
Right through his hand.
And that could have been dangerous for the Gladiators here. Eric Ford, who's usually the surest of hands, manages to drop this ball, which is a free play, which will award the Oslo Vikings with a 1st down, as there was a early jump on what appears to be the nose tackle of the Gladiators there. So Again, since the early jump did not necessarily directly threaten the quarterback, the play will still continue to be live, and it's known as a free play. The quarterback will often take this opportunity to throw a risky pass, as the interceptions will be negated. In this case, he looked for his favorite target, Eric Ford. Eric Ford understood the situation and went up to grab it, but the ball got away from him there. So first down and 10 to go on the 40 for the Oslo Vikings. There's an early pre-snap motion by Andre Wang. Derek Mann looks to pass. He rolls out to the right here, looks for his... dumps up to JJ, who...
He's a well-rounded player. He can run it up the middle or catch some passes out on the side.
Surprisingly soft hands by number 22 there, who sidesteps out to the sideline, which I'm sure the defender is glad he didn't lower his shoulder there and grab for a couple more yards. But good roll on by Derek Mann there as well. Usually more sure-footed in the pocket there, but shows range as he rolls to the right and allows the play to develop. We looking at 1st and 10 here across the 50 for the Oslo Vikings. Derek Mann looks to immediately drop it off to Eric Ford, who escapes 2 defenders and runs out of bounds for about 5 yards. Narrowly escapes the bench on the sideline for the Oslo Vikings, who's...
A bit of fancy footwork there.
Fancy footwork indeed. And I'm starting to think we're seeing some of the effects of having a smaller roster on the Gladiators now, as we see a lot of their big men up front appearing to be slightly winded. The Oslo Vikings might utilize this and drive up the middle a bit with their many fresh, large bodies on the O-line. Derek Mann hands it off to Vegard Tysse, who is eaten up in the backfield by number 72 on the Gladiators again. Anders Heideberg, yeah. And we should know his name by now, as he has been mentioned several times, and he anchors up that edge very well.
Player there for the Glads. It looks like we've got 3rd and 10 for the Vikings.
3rd and 10 for the Vikings after that tackle for a loss.
Should be interesting to see their approach here.
Yeah, well, the Vikings have shown that they are willing to utilize all 4 downs. Absolutely. Usually a strategy reserved for Madden, but when you're head coach and starting quarterback, you're allowed to do whatever you want.
Easy to have confidence in your quarterback when it's you.
That's right.
So.
Derek Mann is... Oh, here we go.
Could be a delay of game. We'll wait and see.
Yep, that's a delay of game against the Oslo Vikings, as Derek is getting his players in their right spot.
Now it turns it into 3rd and 15, which could change the calculus a bit.
3rd and 15, but with a strong receiving core and skilled quarterback at Oslo Vikings, the Gladiators should not feel safe even in this situation here. It's a shotgun formation. 4 receivers here. Tysse is the running back, and Ford is lined up to the far side of the field. Derek looks to hit Ford here. Oh, the ball is batted down.
Turn it into 4th and 15.
Is that number 72 back at it again? And Anders Heideberg pretty much stopped this drive by himself here, as it appears that the Oslo Vikings punt team is entering the field. So having back-to-back impacts here. And on a day that few things have gone the Gladiators' way, I think Anders Heideberg is definitely having a solid performance.
He is on.
Derek Mann's vision looked to be keying on Eric Ford there, as he looked to convert that, but unfortunately for the Oslo Vikings, Anders Heideberg got his hand in the way of the pass and batted that down. The Oslo Vikings are doing their first punt of the game, and the Oslo Vikings punter is the productive receiver Eric Ford here. To recover and return the ball here is Marlon Hilton.
Timeout by the Vikings called there.
Seems to be a personnel-based timeout. The Oslo Vikings have never been a punting team, so to speak, so the punting formation might be slightly new to a lot of the players, and a timeout was required to get everybody in position.
Looks like we've got number 5, Eric Ford, in the back, ready to take the punt there.
That's right. And Marlon Hilton is number 1 on the Gladiators, are looking to do something with this return here. I'm sure the Oslo Vikings are going to be wanting to punt this away from Marlon, as he's proven time and time again to be a elusive and speedy threat here.
A force to be reckoned with for the Gladiators.
Indeed. On the sideline of the Oslo Vikings, we have seen some good coaching from defensive coordinator Adam Lukasevich, who is
Out of retirement this season.
out of retirement this season. He's a mainstay in the club, and we all very much appreciate all the stuff he does for the club and the active role he takes in coaching his players up. So, as the Oslo Vikings prepare to punt, the officials make sure that there's no
kids on the field.
kids on the field. So there we go. Officials say play ball. All children have been forcibly removed, and Eric Ford looks to punt this ball deep and far away from Marlon. Oh, and there we go. And that's a boomer of a punt. Marlon signals to fair catch it deep in his own territory.
On the 10-yard line, it looks like.
On the 10-yard line, Marlon Hilton fair catches the ball, and now it appears that the Gladiators offense is trotting out of the field after their first solid stop here. They're going to look to change the momentum of this game. The Oslo Vikings defense is probably excited to have the Gladiators so deep in their own territory here, looking to maybe push them in and either get a conversion here or the possibility of a safety always lingers, even though it's 10 yards out here. There's been some deep tackles for losses, so Victor and the Gladiators offense will have to be cognizant of where they are and to not drop too deep in the pocket or to hold on to that rock for too long. It's a single back formation, shotgun spread. The Oslo Vikings are bringing heat off the edges, and oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Yes. Oh, Victor gets a wallop as he's not able to release the ball yet. And that's number 12, Taz, out of, which school was it again? It was Cornell, I believe.
I think it was Cornell.
Cornell.
Technically an Ivy League school.
Technically an Ivy League school. I believe one of their more famous alumni out of Cornell is Andy from The Office. But solid football there played by Taz, which hunts Victor down in the backfield and puts them with 15 yards to go here. Oh.
Ball goes right through number 12's hands there, Lars-Erik Thorsen.
And that's now 3rd and 15 to go deep in their own territory. And the Gladiators will have to be careful with making sure that their passes are forward. If those passes are behind the line of scrimmage, they could be considered live balls and they could be recoverable for a touchdown here. So Victor and his crew will definitely have to make sure that they don't make any sloppy mistakes so deep in their own territory. The Oslo Vikings look to be bringing a lot of pressure off the edge, but they're not. They're dropping into deep coverages here. Jakob follows Marlon all the way on the edge there. There is a flag late, it appears. Could this be another slop mistake by Oslo Vikings? Another late hit.
See what the refs come up with.
The refs have shown off all their flags today.
Getting their arm workout in.
Definitely. So that was an unsportsmanlike conduct by the sideline of the Oslo Vikings, which will...
Sloppy mistake there by the Vikings.
That's often a little bit of poor discipline there in Oslo Vikings, which is really too bad because Oslo Vikings were on a roll here, but hey.
See how that affects the momentum of the game now.
Well, now the Gladiators are 1st and 10 to go on their own 20. I'm sure Victor and his crew are happy they got bailed out of that situation. He's looking to launch the ball deep. He was looking for his star receiver, Marlon Hilton, who was slanting up the middle here. And ball was a little bit ahead of Marlon.
Second down.
That brings us to 2nd and 10. And what is the current score here, Annie?
Our current score is still 27-0, Oslo Vikings.
27-0. So the Oslo Vikings defense prides themselves on that donut, as they call it, whenever they do not allow their opposition to score. They achieved that last week against the Vålerenga Trolls and look to continue that streak today. But sloppy interference from the sideline will make that difficult. Victor again looks to launch the ball. He looks for his main receiver, Marlon Hilton, and he got him.
Nice quick pass to
A little bit of contact there, and Marlon breaks free and gets about 12 yards there.
And that's the first down for Gladiators.
Brings up first down for the Gladiators here.
So the Gladiators are looking to move Marlon from he's lined up both in the slot and in the X and in the Y here today. They're moving him around the field in different receiver positions to try to allow personnel mismatches that favors them. But also the Vikings defense swarms to the ball, and even if there is a slight mismatch, the tackling today has been very secure. Again, it's a dump off to number 84 on the Gladiators, who turns the ball up on the sideline and has a 15-yard run, and that is Erlend Lien yet again, whose large athletic presence on the field makes him formidable to tackle. So when he gets that ball and builds up a little bit of speed, we've seen him do some impressive things today. The Oslo Vikings defense have had 2 first downs made against them today, and that's quite a change from the early what'd you call it? Help me out here.
Game?
Yeah, early trends of the game.
First
There we
3
go.
quarters of the game.
First 3 quarters. And then Victor looks to, again, Erlend Lien is the recipient of the throw here and fights his way to about 3 yards.
Snatched up by number 22, Jesper Jørgensen.
No,
Nope, different number 22, sorry.
that is probably,
Second down and
I believe that was Jakob Holten Riebert there, number 23, who made the tackle. Yes, Jørgensen does a lot on offense, but I don't think he's quite as a cornerback on the defense yet. An update on Silent here. Looks like William Sowell is out of his pads now, which is indicative of him not coming back in today. Second time I call about Oslo Vikings here, as the Gladiators have been driving the ball effectively and are at 2nd and about 8. Number 64 in the Gladiators as well. Their center is one of their mainstays. He's
Jan-Henrik Bogen.
Jan-Henrik Bogen, who's played football in Europe, and he's originally out of Eidsvoll, I believe. But him and coach Knudsen have played together and coached together throughout Europe, and he's definitely shoring up that offensive interior line for the Gladiators. I'm sure Victor Vestberg and the crew appreciates his sturdy snaps in the middle there. So, looks like the Gladiators offense are building some momentum, and we'll see if the Oslo Vikings defense is able to stifle that. Here, it's a timeout that was called by Adam Lukasevich, the defensive coordinator. Appears to have made certain changes. It looks like some of the younger guys on the team are also getting in there now. A lot of guys in the box here for Oslo Vikings, a lot of pressure. Handoff to number 10 on the Gladiators, who runs a hard run, manages to turn that corner and is stopped, although stopped by number 17 on the Oslo Vikings. Daniel Redal, but delivers a little bit of a lick before he goes down. And now one of the Oslo Vikings big men, number 77, Mathias Nøkkelgaard, is getting his first snap on the elite team of the Oslo Vikings. Previously a fairly successful rugby player in Norway, and he has built like a shit brick house, as they like to say in Texas. We'll see what he can do here.
He's got some size, that's for sure.
Victor again looks to throw the ball on 3rd and 5. He's launching it down the middle of the field, but Jakob Riebert,
Tried to make contact with
number 23
number
and also
84,
Vikings.
Erlend Lien.
Jakob Riebert again breaks up the passes. An excellent coverage by Jakob there. He follows his receiver all the way down the field, and it looks like Jakob has been the cornerback who they've been trying to match up with the biggest threats throughout the game here, and definitely delivers there.
Brings up about 4th and 6 for the Gladiators here.
So as we are in the fourth quarter now.
We are in the 4th quarter.
Fourth quarter now, down by 26. The Gladiators have abandoned their punt game and are looking to convert on this 4th and 6 here. Victor Westberg, was that his name?
Yes, the quarterback.
Yeah, quarterback's name in the Gladiators here. Oh, is getting a lazy snap, and he's looking to launch the ball. He gets it off to number 5 on the Gladiators there, and they appear to have enough for a first down.
Quick pass number 44. No,
Pass completed there by caught by Raymond Johansson muted.
Oh, are they gonna mark him as short? This would be a change of possession. So, oh, let's see where they mark it here. We might have to bring the chain crew out for a good old-fashioned measurement here to see if they're able to keep this drive alive or if the Oslo Vikings offense will take over the ball. The spot looks fairly close here. They're going to bring the chain crew out now to make the exact measurement. And the excitement in the stadium is palpable. The officiating crew is excited for their chance to shine here. Oh, here they go. Oh, it is short. And football is certainly a game of inches. And the Gladiators came up short right here. And the Oslo Vikings will get the change of possession. Solid effort by the Oslo Vikings there to stop what looked to be a promising drive by the Gladiators. And chain crew does their job and shows that despite the good drive, the Gladiators did not have enough inches. And Derek Mann and also Vikings offense takes the field again now to see if they can put this game away even more than it already is. Derek Mann looks to a quick pass and what looks to be a receiver screener, gets it off to Lynn again, who runs hard. But number 20 on the Gladiators here.
quick pass number 9, Bird.
Damian Caban manages to take him down despite Lynn's hard running there.
Looks like
So
Lynn Bird picked up about a yard or 2.
That looked to be a designed receiver screen or a bubble pass in which that 2 receivers will become blockers, and then the targeted receiver will try to run behind their blocks. So here's another 2-minute warning in the 4th quarter of this fairly one-sided effort here today. Oslo Vikings are looking at 2 and about 8 here. As Derek Mann is still in shotgun formation, he is next to Tito, to which he hands the ball off to. Tito runs it hard up the middle here and gains about 4 yards, which will bring up a 3rd and
3, it looks like.
3rd and 3 or
3rd and
3rd and
4.
5, yeah, somewhere in that vicinity. 3rd and 4. The Gladiators' defense seem to be still in this. I mean, you see some tired players out there, but they're definitely haven't given up yet. One of the recent rivalries in football Norway has been between these two teams. Oh, and Derek Mann catches a low snap there, and he manages to hand it off to number 9, Lynn Bird, who escapes 2 defenders, turns it upfield, breaks one loose, and is it free? Oh, it's a shoelace tackle by big man number 70 on the Gladiators who gets there. But great effort by number 9, Lynn, on the Oslo Vikings, who is very proud of his own effort there. Manages to make that happen by evading 2 receivers, cutting up field, and showing that breakaway speed. Fun fact about Lynn, he's actually one of 2 twins. Originally hails from Mississippi in the United States and has done 2 tours in Afghanistan. Tough guy.
Solid man.
Also one of the best bartenders in Norway. Recently won an award for that. So multifaceted Renaissance man right there. Derek Mann is under center again. He hands it off to Tito, who is pushing up. Oh, no, the ball is on the ground. The ball is on the ground. It looks to be recovered by Trygve Langballa,
On
the
Oslo
center.
Vikings.
But good effort on the Glides for punching that ball out. That's the first turnover I've seen today. A possible turnover, but the Oslo Vikings recover it. So I think we haven't seen a turnover today, have we?
Haven't yet seen a turnover.
Despite
The birthday boy made sure of that one.
Yeah, the birthday boy did indeed. And that's not how a play should go. The ball should start with the center, but should not end with the center as well. But
Full circle.
full
for the football
circle.
there.
Hakuna Matata.
Take this moment to advertise
So
the
we're
next
looking
game
at
here from
second and
the
about
stadium, the
8
4th of
here.
September. Oh, sorry folks, the game is over. The score was-
That is the
Oh,
game.
that is the game right there. And then there was a live clock. And Oslo Vikings beat the Gladiators
27-0 today on this
27 to
Saturday.
0. We would like to thank all our spectators. We would like to thank the coaching staff on both teams. And we would like to congratulate the Oslo Vikings with this awesome victory here today. A lot of good players on both sides of the ball. And this bodes well for football in Norway in the future. Shout out to what I would consider possibly the MVP of the game today. Well, who would you call out if we're both going to pick one player?
I mean, I think for the Gladiators, it was. I think it's hard to argue against Marlon Wayne Hilton. Although we were saying Erland Lien's name quite a bit, so I think between those two, they really held it up for the Gladiators.
For the Gladiators, I'm biased obviously for the big men here, but I think that Anders Herberg might have been my selection as to the best player. On the Oslo Vikings, I think Derek Mann should get it. Old man come out of retirement here and sling it around. Well done to both teams, and I'm sure the Gladiators wish that the outcome would be slightly less one-sided, but the Oslo Vikings came to play with a lot of young, fresh faces and
This early
Well
season
trained.
game.
absolutely. So I hope that Annie and I did not butcher this stream too much for all you spectators out there, but
We wish you guys a great Saturday, and hopefully this satisfied your craving for some NFL today.
yeah, that's not trademarked, by the way.
It is not. That is Norwegian Football League.
There we go. And let me get, finally, I would like to say also the punting on both sides of the ball has been much better than in the past years. Previously, there's been a punter for the Oslo Vikings named Kim Shanning, who was known to shank it wide left.
Shanning.
Shanking it, more like it. But shout out to both
Shout
Nikolai
out to Kim. I
Knudsen.
think he's on the line. Sorry. Just have to say, pretty sure we've got Kim Shanning listening to the live stream. So
That's right.
all good fun there, Kim.
But in all seriousness, as we conclude this game today, I would like to encourage everyone that likes the sport that are in Norway to either contribute to your local team or to step up and strap on and try the sport out. We definitely need young players on every squad and across every team in the country.
And it's
the-
an awesome community across the whole league.
Also, any sponsors that would be interested to support either team. I know the Oslo Vikings are very much looking for that, and we are looking for people that want to represent the healthy and fun culture with us here to involve youth and get local young players and older players active in a fun, exciting, team-oriented sport across the city of Oslo. So if you have any interest in that, please reach out on the Oslo Vikings .no page and get in contact with Derek Mann, who's our head coach and team leader.
I'm sure
To
the
see-
Gladiators are always looking for sponsors as well. So
But I wouldn't sponsor them. I'd sponsor Oslo Vikings if I was.
are we done being?
Well, I think the stream should come to an end here as the players shake hands and hug. And thank you for following us today, and I hope you guys all have a great Saturday. And thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.